What we do here is go back.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Promised End podcast. This is Zar from Jinderi Beats.
And this is John from HR. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about one of the most, biggest industries here in the Philippines currently. And I know it's a big industry all over the world as well because a lot of companies need them.
Yeah.
And this is the call center industry. Call center industry under the BPO industry.
Yes.
Okay, so what is BPO? It's a business process outsourcing. So they're gonna outsource one of their business processes, which most likely translates into their support.
Sometimes support, sometimes even accounting is outsourced entirely. So their entire accounting department is a whole different company.
Yes, and not only the whole different company, but it's in a whole different country. See, so consumers everywhere should know this. Oh my god, I think we just outed one. Anyway, so commonly what they outsource is their support. Again, what we talk about, and support translates into those guys that take calls for the company.
Yes.
So this is what the call center industry all over the world came from. Okay, so what entitles the call center industry? Or what qualities do you have to have in order to successfully make it into the call center industry? So Zar.
Well, to be a call center agent, because or a call center representative or an
specialist.
Agent.
They go by many names.
Yeah. In order for you to work for a call center, you need to have good communication skills, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be fluent in English. You need to have good. How do you say this?
Basic tech skills.
No, you have to know how to use word processing software such as Microsoft Word, and you need to have you need to be able to talk to people and build rapport with them. Now, because you need to gain your customers' trust in order for you to be able to assist them properly. Now, in this podcast, we're going to talk about call centers, and we're going to talk about our own personal experiences with the industry, because I personally worked for a call center as well.
Me too. Back then.
Yeah, back in the day, I was also a call center agent. Are we gonna start with? Wait.
Before that,
yeah.
If you work in the call center industry and you find this offensive, just turn it off.
Yeah.
Don't report us to Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
Okay, or no, since we're little YouTubers, don't report us to like Tik Abante tonight. Anyway, so let's start. First off, call center industry has been in the Philippines for like 10, 15 years. I think it's more than that, but it suddenly got popular around 2005.
Yes, it began early 2000s, and then it started booming. To be honest, when I first heard about call center agents and the call center profession itself, it was very shady for me. Like, what do you do for a living? I answered calls from people. I help people, and it was very shady. I didn't want to get into it. I was just a college student back then, of course. However, after college, I worked for a fast food restaurant here in the Philippines. I was a stockman. I managed the stocks. And it was very hard work. And I did not last because the pay was shit. It was shit, and the work was too hard.
Excuse me for the listeners who's working.
Oh, no offense.
No
but
offense,
we all
but
know
we all
this.
know that.
We all know this. It is known. It is known.
Also, contrary to what you experienced, that you call them or you found them shady,
Yeah.
I myself found them like whoa, seriously, the process of assisting foreigners with their problems is outsourced to us, so that's kind of big deal. Because for me back then, and even I think a lot of higher ups in the call center industry would agree that back then they would only hire elites.
Yes.
Like seriously, they would only hire elites. The people that actually knows how to call to what do you call this?
Communicate.
Communicate and build rapport with other people. Those were the only ones who get into that industry. And I tried back then when I was like a wee little lad, and it didn't work out.
You remember there was this time when you had to have a degree in mass communications or something.
You need to have a degree in mass communications back then, just because you need to know how to properly communicate with other people. No?
Yes.
It's kind of a big deal back then. But today, I don't know why that even the okay, I'm not saying bad things about. Again, we're not saying bad things, but they would just practically accept anyone.
Yes.
Just because the number of clients here in the Philippines, or a number of businesses outsource their support here in the Philippines, they need a lot of agents. Like seriously, if it pains me, and another friend of mine who's a dentist, he doesn't really look like a dentist, and he gets annoyed whenever people offer him a job.
Yeah.
Because do I look like someone who's gonna work there? He's not belittling the industry, but it's so blatant. Their recruitment is so blatant. They're picking people right off the streets.
Yes, I've seen this personally whenever I walk in Cubao on my way home. Whenever I visit you guys, I get recruited. I keep getting recruited, but
Back then,
not to throw them under the bus. To be honest, well, they won't just accept anyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, you still have to have a basic command of the English language. Of course, you should still be able to understand what the other person is talking about and be able to provide assistance. Of course, that's the bare minimum. However, they have call centers. As far as I know, okay, don't quote me on this, but as far as I know, their requirements have become more lenient, more relaxed. Unlike before, you actually had to have at least 2 years in college. Now there are also some call centers are accepting high school graduates as well, and I think this is a good thing. Why? Because we have a lot of high school graduates who have the skills required for this, and I am happy for them because they can actually have a job that pays well and that doesn't discriminate just because they were not able to go to college or finish college or anything like that.
And also, a lot of people who are in retirement do call center as well, because not a lot of jobs can be done by people over their 50s, especially those in retirement over 60. But a lot of them actually just do it just because they want to do something.
Yeah,
Right?
I actually worked with old people.
Sorry for the old people.
No offense.
Damn,
meant.
because of that PewDiePie thing, we need to keep on counter, so
We have to be politically correct
Shit,
most of the
PC.
time.
Okay.
But no offense to old people. What I'm saying is I've worked with wonderful old people before. And the industry doesn't discriminate against, old people. They hire people as long as you can do the job, as long as you meet the requirements.
And you can do
you're
the job
in.
properly.
Yeah. As
So-
long as you have they see your capability to adapt to what they need, they would hire you.
And this is quite the double-edged sword. Sword. This is quite the double-edged sword because at one point you have people that can earn immediately, but a lot of people, sadly, a lot of people just rely on this and don't pursue what they want anymore.
Yes.
That's the bad thing. Because it's so easy to get in one that a lot of people just jump and is just in it for the money. Before, a lot of those elite call center agents are there for years. They become literally tenure agents that know what they're doing. But today, a lot of people is just in it for the money, for the quick buck, and it's apparent that they don't love what they're doing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of sad. But again, it all depends on the mindset of the people. It's not the industry that's wrong. It's the mindset of who's working on the industry. Okay?
In a business standpoint, if you were able to do what we require of you, we don't care.
Mhm.
You know, to be honest, I would rather have these people who are in it for money, just a quick buck, as you say. If they are capable of doing the job and doing the job well, then that's fine with me. But if that begins to affect your performance, and if that begins to affect your relationship with our clients, with our customers, oh my god, I'm talking like someone who owns a call center. But, no, what I'm saying is, as long as you can do the job, then it's fine. That's fine. If your motivation is just to make money, that's fine. But some people are blessed. They feel blessed that they can have a career in this, and that they can build something for themselves because the call center industry gave them the opportunity to do so.
A lot of people I know, especially those I'm close with, actually started as agents. Now they're trainers.
Yeah.
They're like managers or whatever, and I feel very happy for them because they found an industry in which they will thrive in, and that it's just so happened that it was the call center industry. At first, they're just in it for the money.
Yes.
But suddenly, after working for hours, they want something more, and because it became hard for them to follow what they actually do, they learn to love their job.
Yeah.
And that's a really beautiful thing out there.
Yeah, for some people, it doesn't work out for them. You know, their original plans. Some people, because I've worked with people who studied nursing, who intended to become nurses, but you
I'm
know,
a fucking political science student.
they enjoyed being call center agents, and they make a good living out of being one, so they decided to just do it full time. Some I've worked with engineering graduates, some people who are still waiting for their dream jobs to pick up. You know,
I've worked with people who are like just waiting for results in becoming a doctor or whatever.
yeah, their exams or something, because these professions have some sort of
bar exam and board
exams.
exam. Yeah. And a lot of these people, we talked about earlier about these old people who just wants to do something.
Yeah.
So these people are the ones that are that we feel are for this industry. Okay, we're not saying that this industry is for everybody. It's for everybody, quote unquote, but it's not for everybody, all caps. If you can get what I tried to say, good for you. Okay, well, anyway, matter of experiences, it was such a fucking roller coaster ride in the call center industry. A lot of toxic moments, but a lot of funny moments as well. And especially when those funny moments are happen whenever we're talking with the clients. It's not the actual people that we're in with in that business. But it's actually when we were talking to clients. I think Zara has this really funny story about it.
Okay. You just threw me under the bus there.
I don't give a fuck. I'm the boss of a call center industry.
Okay, so I worked as a technical support representative for a game console.
X.
No, don't mention it. Just, let's cover our asses here. Let's not mention any brands or names. I worked as a technical support. I almost slipped there. I worked as a technical support representative for a gaming console, and
We all know that.
my role is to provide technical assistance in setting up the console, and also basic troubleshooting for known issues. Now, when I was hired for this, the company or the client was having a major crisis because what happened was the reason why the employment was ramping up was because they needed a lot of call center representatives to take in calls because there's a ton of calls coming in because the console itself manifested a
Massive problem.
yeah, there's a flaw
That
in
has
the
something to do with red lights. Hint, hint.
there's a flaw in the console wherein it will experience general hardware failure just because. And everybody was almost there's like a 80% or 90%
Shit
probability of this happening to any given console. And yeah, I was in the thick of that. And there was this one time because the console has a power button. There's a ring. There's a ring surrounding the power button. Now this ring is divided into 4 quadrants, and if you see 3 quadrants lighting up, that means your console is experiencing a general hardware failure. Now, as a formality, what we would do is offer basic troubleshooting steps, such as we would ask the customer to kindly power cycle the unit. We would ask them to remove the hard drive and try turning on the console. A bunch of stuff. And but to be honest, almost I have to say 95% of the time, that really won't do anything for the console.
Oh, shots fired.
We just have to. It's just a prelude to us providing the customer with free shipping, so that he could ship the defective unit back to our repair center over at Texas, and have our Mexican friends work on the console. It's so funny because
Sounds so shady, man.
it's so funny because our repair center in Texas, like they have Mexican technicians, right? Some of the technicians, I guess, are Mexican, and the repair notes are in Spanish or something. So when the customer asks, "Hey,
hola, ¿cómo
what was wrong with my unit?" Like, say for example, we receive a follow-up call, right? And the customer asks, yeah, have you heard about my console? Serial number is blah 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 blah. So what did the technician find? I would say, hey, yep, it reached our repair center. Let me take a look at the notes here, and it's in Spanish. So I would just say, the reason.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
The reason is general hardware failure. Oh yeah, the customer will just say, yeah, that's what your rep told me when I had the 3 red lights of death. Now, funny thing is, if it shows 2 red lights, because this is one of my funny experiences there. I love resolving issues, to be honest, because as I mentioned earlier, almost 70 to 90% of our calls are just about the 3 red lights. Sometimes we would get a call about 2 red lights. And 2 red lights, that means
Someone just fucked up the
jacks.
jacks.
The jacks, and you did not properly connect your Xbox to your console.
Oh my god! Need to edit that out.
I need to bleep that. You did not, again, connect your console to the TV properly, and you'll get 2 red lights. Now, for that, the solution is just to disconnect the audio video cables and reconnect them, or the HDMI if it's using an HDMI. Just reconnect it, and that solves it. You'll be able to play with the console again. Now, there was this one caller who called in with the 2 red lights issue, and I was like, oh yeah, I can fucking fix your console.
You're so proud of it.
I mean, I was saying that to myself. And that's like me internally congratulating myself because this is going to be 100% resolution rate. And what happened was, and this is gonna be a short call also because it just takes you 2 to 3 minutes. This is good for my stats. So I was like, okay, yeah, no need to worry. I can definitely help you with that. All we need to do is just turn off the console. Let's disconnect the audio video cables and reconnect them. So It was a success. We were able to get rid of the 2 red lights after powering up the console. However, it is now showing 3 red lights.
So now it's up for the what do you call this? The other side of the spectrum, which is replacement.
So the customer tells me, "So, it's showing 3 red lights now. What do we do?" I was like, okay, not to worry, sir. What we're gonna do is we're gonna follow a basic set of troubleshooting steps here to resolve that. So again, power cycle, remove the hard drive, all that crap, and then we ended up sending out the Xbox for repair, not replacement, but repair. Now his Xbox was a special edition. This is a Halo 3 Elite Xbox. This is like a green Xbox with
Master Chief
with a better hard drive. Basically the capacity is larger than the regular ones, and it costs more, of course, because it has
better specs.
Yes, it basically has a better design, better looking casing than the regular white one. So, again, I did not mention the console's name. I'll be bleeping out stuff. So, we send out this special edition console out for repairs, right? And then when the console got back to the customer, because I checked up on the ticket. And he called back. Somebody else answered. He called back, and it wasn't the same special edition. It turned into a regular console.
Damn. That's the thing here in the Philippines, or everywhere. Call center agents everywhere. If they get a return to the company or return to sender, whatever, if they get this types of problems where they need their product to be shipped back and get replaced, they will always get the lowest end of the spectrum because it's what works, sadly. And as call center agents, we don't have control over that.
Yeah.
We feel bad for the customers. It's funny, but we feel bad for the customers. But well, it happens. You just gotta man up and just stomach it.
Yeah. It's sad that you have to actually cover up for
the shit that the company
shit that
makes.
not the company. It's just it's unfortunate that the product had this flaw, and I wanted to believe in it so much because I'm such an avid gamer, and I wanted to have my own, but I never really purchased one because I lost confidence in it. Because of all of the issues that I had to deal with, especially Christmas time. Can you imagine taking a call from a grandma who crying over the phone because the console that she bought for her grandson this Christmas is defective. Like the moment he turned on the console, it was displaying the general hardware failure signals.
That's so sad.
Right out of the box. Right? What do you say to someone like that? What do you say to a sweet old woman crying over the phone? How would you comfort her? To be honest,
I actually when I was working before at a call center, I was handling what do you call this? Accounts for credit cards, not collections.
Oh my god! I was gonna say, are you a fucking stone-hearted bastard?
No, I wasn't in collections. I was in sign up.
Because if you were in collections, you have to be cold-hearted.
Yes, seriously. Even in sign-ups, actually.
Okay.
Because in sign-up, this is what's happy in that account. Generally, the customers are nice to you because they want to sign up for a credit card.
Alright.
So they need to be nice to you. But some people just... Is it their credit score? There's something called credit score, and we need to check that. It shows if you're eligible for any credit type. So it shows that your credit score is just not for that specific. And one of the calls I got was so disheartening because the dad wanted to get a credit card because they can't afford cash at the moment because he needs a sort of payment system for his daughter's operation.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, and I just had to turn him down.
Oh,
Can
man.
you imagine that? It was so disheartening. when I told her, I'm sorry, sir, but your credit score isn't up to date. You can call the credit bureau for this, blah blah blah. And he just told me, oh, when can this be resolved? Because I really need it for my daughter's operation. It was like, oh my god, I'm sorry
crap.
to say that, sir, but I can't help you with that. What I can do at the most of my ability is to refer you to our sport ticket, whatever, blah blah blah, and get you into contact with the credit bureau as soon as possible. But at the moment, I can't. And I was hearing the crack in his voice. He was.
Yeah.
He just thanked me, and I was like, it feels so bad. There are times in the call center industry that people might just think that, oh, you're just answering calls, but no, you get to interact with
Yeah.
people you don't see, and you feel bad for them because a lot of these people are just consumers like us that had defective products or is signing up for something because
Yeah.
of something important. It's not an easy job.
They
Seriously.
are asking for help. Most of these people are just there to ask for help. And, you have to realize that once in your life, you were an angry customer too.
Exactly.
And sometimes we become angry because we are frustrated. That's something that you need to understand. That's something that I've carried with me
Mhm.
ever since. And I guess that's one of the reasons why I sort of had it good with the business,
Mhm.
because I understood that particular aspect of the job. These people are just like you. Some once in your life you were also an angry,
Disgruntled, disheveled.
yeah, and you were also the type of customer who cursed at people,
Mhm.
who called people names just because they couldn't help you immediately or provide you with immediate relief. But you just need to understand where these people are coming from. They wouldn't call
Just because.
just because they wanted to ruin your day. No, these people, they also they're in need of assistance. And
Mhm.
just as John said, I also remembered this one anecdote from a friend who worked for a telecoms account, and the thing is, they charge their customers monthly for their
Mm.
telecommunications bills or whatever. And this guy is signed up for something, but he doesn't really use the service anymore. He was not able to cancel it right away, and he's actually broke, and it charged his credit card, right? And it went over the limit, and now he doesn't even have the capacity to buy food.
Oh, that's so
Like
sad.
this guy was just, he was asking for them to at least return at least $5 just so he could afford one meal.
Just,
That's like such a hard call to take. It's like the moment you turn them down, it's as if you're pointing a gun at them. I'm sorry, but we can't help you. This is the best that we can do, and it's like you're shooting a wounded animal. This you're better off dead. So I'm just gonna shoot you. Yeah, it sort of feels like that sometimes.
and also, a lot of people turn down the call center industry just because they find it, like, again, earlier we told you that they are hiring just anyone.
Yeah.
But seriously, they're hiring people. They're trying to hire people that understand the job itself. As of any job, they need to do it with passion. They need to love their job. It's hard to love a job where you don't see the efforts of what they're doing. But seriously, just as with any jobs or any duties out there, you are affecting the lives of a lot of people just by taking that call. So remember that, call center agents, you are not doing it just for the money. You're doing it because it affects your lives. It affects everyone else. You don't know that one of these days, one of the customers you cater to will suddenly become fucking filthy rich because of the law or whatever, and he or she recognizes your voice or whatever you talk, blah blah blah. There are a lot of miracles that will happen in your life, and do know that you are affecting each and every one of the callers that you are, or the calls that you are taking. So just remember that, guys, and be smart in how to handle, because you don't want. If you're a call center agent, you suddenly have an issue. Just because you know how it. For example, you took this call and the customer is it's so annoying. You press mute and just talk behind their back. Please do note that they might do that as well to you.
Yeah.
It's just the golden rule.
Yeah. But I sort of admire people who don't get too invested in it, because sometimes I get too invested in it, and if you receive a call like that, it sort of ruins your day. But for some people, it's just another call, and I sort of admire them for it, but also it sort of puzzles me as to how these people
How do
can
you
just
even do that?
Yeah, just brush it off like that, because some of these calls affected me deeply.
Same.
Some of these calls really you will connect with the other person on the line. Especially the best call would be to have a call from a super irate person, right? A super irate person, but you manage to, just because you listen to this person, just because you
try to support him.
Support him as best as you could. He turns around and just apologizes for being an asshole. That's the best feeling, to be able to actually win over someone who was so angry, because you're not only winning him over, you're also keeping him as a customer, and that's actually a win-win for you and the business.
A lot of people are. I think the industry also gives out commendations.
Yeah.
For people.
Oh yeah.
I love that part.
Yeah. Every month, or I guess every week, some customers would actually just if you do good, if you performed well, if you made an impression on them, some of these customers would actually ask to talk to your supervisor, or even write good things on the survey, and that always feels nice. Whenever that happens, it feels awesome whenever you get commended. Especially for a call center agent, because to be honest, most of the time it's a thankless job. You don't even hear a thank you or a goodbye.
Most of the time you hear like a banging on the phone after the call.
You just hear a click and the call's over. You didn't even thank you.
But again, so to leave this, guys, the call center industry is not bad. We're not promoting the call center industry, but we're not demonizing it as well. It's a job that someone has to do. And if you're doing it, do it properly. Seriously, do it properly. Not everyone has the chance to have a job.
Yeah.
No matter how shitty the job is, no matter how you feel about the job, no matter how shitty you feel about the job, it's still a job that someone has to do it. Okay?
Yeah. And just to add to that, shortly, I really didn't know how the world worked, before I joined the call center agency. Before I worked as a call center agent, I didn't know how things worked. But I'm very, very, very thankful that I've had the chance to work for several accounts, and I met a lot of people, and some of these people have become lifelong friends, and I learned how to communicate. I learned how to mingle.
Basically, you were doing like a support thing when we met, right? That's basically
I was on a support post as well when we met. And
heart.
And it's this job, this profession brought me to a lot of friends. So it gave me a lot of connections, and I'm very, very thankful that it was there for me when I didn't have anything. It gave me a good living.
It gave you something to look forward to every day.
Yes, and call center agents, for those call center agents who are listening, be proud of yourselves, and
keep on keeping on.
Yeah, keep on keeping on, and also Do your jobs properly.
Yeah, seriously, do your jobs properly. If I see another viral video about this call center agent, like being stupid, I'm gonna
Harassing a customer.
Yeah, that's
oh
so
man,
stupid.
that's just
Just don't do that. Please.
yeah. Remember
Don't
these
do
people? They're just calling in because they need help.
Mhm.
And you yourself, remember, put yourself in the customer's shoes. You've been there before.
If you don't want to get fucked up by someone, don't fuck up someone else.
Precisely. If you
Just
don't want to, if you don't want someone to spit on your food, if you're like
Don't
eating
be-
in a restaurant,
don't be
don't
on
be
your
an
dates.
asshole.
Yeah.
Right?
That's just that's the golden rule. Okay,
Yeah.
so wrapping this up, the call center industry has been a really, really tornado of experiences to a lot of people,
Yes.
even us. And to those that haven't experienced it, we're not suggesting you experience them, but do give credit to those who are actually working on this particular industry because they're doing everything they can to support our lives. Not our lives like us individually, but the lives of humans everywhere on Earth. It doesn't matter if they're from Asia, from the Western countries in India or whatever, even if they're like, I don't know, aliens or whatever. Just give respect to them. They deserve respect, and everyone does. Okay?
Yes.
So again, this is John from HR.
And this is Czar from accounting.
Saying goodbye and thank you for calling. Have a nice day.
Have a nice days, guys. Did I just say days?
Yeah. Have a nice day. What an idiot.